Well, here we are, back in the remake mod again. I forgot I did that for the first intro, but yeah. Before I wanted to start the playthrough, I did actually want to get a quick, proper look at everything else that the mod has to offer. Case like the other factions and the proper Galactic Conquest, just to get a taste of what is to come, because I have no idea what to expect. And like, I haven't played this in so long, so I just did the beginner's way standard thing last time. So yeah, like, because I think the other factions, there's also an AI observation mode, which I might check out as well, just to see how that looks. Might be good for something like if I just talk about like podcasts or something, I don't know. But I might check that out, just a quick check. But yeah, last time I only did the beginner's mode just to get a feel for it, where the um, minor factions don't really do anything, but apparently they do expand in the others, which I'll be curious to see how that works. As far as I'm aware, that the only difference between light, standard, and grand is the areas or planets or systems to control. Uh, Playable factions. The main victory conditions are all the same as well, to capture and control all 7 sectors across the galaxy, which is probably easier to do than control every single system, actually, to be honest. So I think I kind of like that purpose for it, of the sectors, if that makes sense. But yeah, like, I want to check out the other couple factions as well and see what they have to offer. I might start. Well, apparently the max tech level is 5, but you don't start at that. So yeah, you can auto resolve combat if you really only want to do the Galactic Conquest stuff. But yeah, uh, difficulties don't really matter as much. So yeah. So I'll just have a quick look at the other two factions and like the Galactic Conquest, the differences between the standard and the grands and that, and yeah, see what else this mod has to offer. Okay, it does take us some times to load in, it does. At least, okay, so in this version that there are actually other systems to control, it seems, and the minor factions as well have all spread out, so that's fine as well, that's cool. Couple of different planets that I noticed in the light version, okay, so that's fine. A lot of minor factions as well. Oh, that's the Criminal Empire, never mind, okay. Does actually let me know what each minor faction are, because I'd be curious to see. I think that's like the corporate, yeah, it's the corporate sector, corporate authority system, so yeah. Okay, just let it load a bit, there we go. Galactic Conquest Overhaul, Web Overhaul, blah blah blah. So yeah, again, I don't know if this was shown last time, but yeah, sectors 8 build slots for ground, 9 for space, and powerhouses. Sectors that systems have 6 build slots, planets have 4, and 7 for stations, yeah, for product or defense. Oh, did that come up last time? I don't think it did. The minor factions. Congratulations on your promotion, Commander. Okay, so we got the Imperial Defectors, which are those ones which was holding BIS in there. Separatist holdouts, of course. I can cover that one. Republic Hardliners, which are just Republic loyalists, which is not actually part of the Rebellion, unfortunately. The Corporate Sector Authority, of course, because that's where they usually are. The Huts, that's what they are. Okay. The Sith Cultists, damn. They're here. Mandalorian Protectors. Okay, so I haven't seen them yet in the galaxy. I don't know where Mandalore is, so yeah. And of course, Hape's Consorption. So that's got the other factors in this game. So it's where's the Mandalorian defectors? Are they them? No, that's the Hutt Empire. Mandalore should be somewhere around here, if I'm right. Oh, we'll find it. We'll find it in time. But yeah, those are the 7 factions, so that's good to know. So the victory is for control of the. So yeah, it's got the Galactic Conquest Overhauls, Webway overhauls, economy is there as well. I think it's just the same as like most of the other mods as well. So it's just, you know, trying to keep that upkeep up, you know, and you know, small stuff and that will have upkeeps. So yeah, most of what I've seen in other mods, so it's kind of easy to sort of do that. So yeah, miscellaneous overhaul. You guys can just pause the video if you want to interested in reading any of this at all as well. So page shield generates across the planet. So I'll be very keen to get into that new ground overhaul. Absolutely. Instead of increasing, you now escalate the war. New tiers as well, even with minor factions. Yeah, just gotta be careful when you go up. Got a bunch of, oh thank god there's filters in that there, so that's good. Escalation, escalate the theatre of war. So yeah, that's what basically counts as the new tech level, supposed to say, so. Oh no, Rebellion was taken by the separatist holdouts, which is where I was going. Something was controlled, done nothing, that's weird. We're supposed to be up here. It's just, that's a weird one. I noticed that in the corner. Why is this here? What's this from? It's a bit weird. I don't know why that all that control stuff is up there. Is it just a way to keep the minor factions in or something? I don't know. Does that count as a sector there? So we've got 1, 2, there's sector 3. I guess sector 4 there. So victories to... Oh, Wakata does not connect to Endor anymore. I thought that used to be the case. Maybe it's because this is on a small one. That might be why. Yeah. I think each faction starts with something, so that's alright. It's a bit weird, the in-game system here for Yavin, because I'm not sure exactly. Well, no, I know those are like the armies and that, but in terms of like buildings, I can't seem to move them over as well for some reason. To building, I suppose I haven't done much of the thing, but I suppose like just buildings themselves kind of like have a set base or something, just as long as like I can kind of see like, for example, like excuse me, sorry, like stuff like turbo lasers and that, for example, would they always be in actually good defendable positions? Because that's something depending on certain planets, I would not have turbo lasers down if they would be like in such weird positions, if that makes sense, on certain planets. So yeah, might not be something. I just kind of like to know if I'm able to like move the buildings around just like in the base game as well. Sometimes like certain buildings may have to be put sometimes outside of a base depending on the planet, and like I would want a certain structure there that would probably be less important to defend, if that makes sense. So it's a bit weird that the option to move buildings around is gone. So, but maybe ground combat was completely overhauled where bases are actually, you know, all good places to defend, if that makes sense. We'll see how things go out in the conquest, but just something I want to keep an eye on, if that makes sense. So local agriculture settlements, for some reason I can get 2 of each. That's weird. Get watchtowers as well, like that, for example. Where would the watchtowers place? So I'll get a watchtower for another planet, because I am curious about that. Yeah, I think we can go after that separatist holdout there, because I don't think there's going to be much resistance there. I mean, these guys, a minor faction, yeah, but we shall see. Hopefully it's not too bad. need to stop the minor factions from expanding.
Tactical battle.
So there's only a droid fighters there. Some really good artworks, I always find. There's only a few droid gunships. I think I am going to love the additions of the minor factions, depending on how strong they actually are. I wouldn't imagine they'd be too tough against the proper factions. Yeah, would this CIS remnant that I'm engaging, for example, would be able to build the subjugator Malevolence, for example? And how strong would that be? But I am also glad that it's not just the standard 3 that we also have to fight, like the addition of more stuff, so that's cool. Where are these droid gunships?
Frigate reporting. I'm on it.
No idea.
They're falling back.
Oh, what? They're just retreating? Hyperspace cost takes 30 seconds,
Squadron reporting. Advancing.
but nothing is sped up either. It'd be like 10 seconds, but game speed is doubled. I think I'm cool with that actually. Taking longer, but normal game.
Ahead.
Man, all the work looks great. Looks great. So we've got 2 tank regiments down on the surface. Let's see if my reserves of Dantooine can do it. Might not, but still have a look. So I don't think any of the minor factions have control of the actual sectors which are important, do they? It's just the independent forces and like you know, the 3 main factions as well. Is Kessel under the Empire? Yes, it is. That's the Heart forces there, isn't it? The Sith forces, the corporate sectors there. I still haven't seen anything from Mandalore. Maybe it's just not in this part. Got an Imperial planet there, which is blocked, which can't be reinforced by Taurus. And Prental's forces there as well, so for now maybe it's just not in this version. Oh well. I'll check out the big one in a second. As like the Criminal Empire, I'm kind of also curious as to like what heroes each faction have as well. Man, I'm really loving all this artwork for the loading screens. Depending on the text color, it might be hard to read sometimes.
Reinforcements en route.
I've got a clear channel.
Combat speeder reporting
Okay.
for duty.
Destroy the enemy outpost and main base in order to win the battle. Non-victory relevant stuff includes turbo lasers, shield generators, energy generators, watchtowers, infantry. So to actually win the battle, you just have to knock out structures, but there's no structures here, so it's kind of just like the garrison. Anyway, so
Speeder bike active, sir. Just transfer the coordinates. Engines charged and ready to go.
Combat speeder ready. Acknowledged.
oh, if they're not together, it'll be easiest to pick them apart.
Targeting.
There we go. Start to engage those battle droids on the move. I wonder if we'll be able to build their stuff as well. Build battle droids. Build CIS tanks. Maybe?
Combat speeder stands by.
Freerunner assault craft. Interesting.
Look out!
The enemy is cornered. There's too many of them. Cover tank ready. I'm going in.
I like the effects of all that though, so it seems good. Everything looks good.
You've secured a build pad. Volume 1 available.
Battle, sir.
C95 here.
We've lost a build pad.
Accelerating to attack speed.
My forces seem very scattered.
You've secured a build pad.
Not quite strong as well, it seems.
Will do. I'm with you.
We've lost a build pad.
Take him out. G2B over.
Ready to wait, sir.
Didn't cover much as I was expecting.
All set to go.
Fire support ready.
What happened if I would also resolve?
Destroyed.
Yeah, no, it's not strong enough to win sort of situation. Again, the same as
Destroyed.
retreating. Same retreat for ground as well. So what would if I would retreat when there's quite a few losses? Well, it all count as dead anyway, so it doesn't matter how many retreated. But it's weird that the CIS tank regiments is also destroyed because they really didn't get destroyed, so that was a strange auto-resolve, if that makes sense. I don't even know if I have everything that can go to the surface. Can these guys go down? No? Well, they've constructed a proper outpost now, so... Interesting. I still have a lot to learn about the ground combat, of how much that changed. Like watchtowers, is that just kind of like the sort of thing that would be upgraded to turbo lasers, I guess? Yeah, of course the regiments are things are ground, so we'll need training grounds in order to get that up, of course. But yeah. Interesting to see that independent forces a bit more active, so that's good. Alright, I want to check out the other factions as well as the large galactic conquest, see what systems and planets that are missing, because it must make all the difference, because like the Mandalorian stuff is nowhere to be found. Oh no, the Sith cultists have taken Malachor. That's not good. Alright, let's find the Criminal Underworld stuff. Alright, now time to check out the Criminal Underworld side of things in the remake. Things might be a bit different in this portion of the video, because when filming this bit I did not put my microphone back on because the loading screens take forever in Empire Wars still. I'm not sure why, but yeah, so I forgot to put my mic on, so this is just me post video or post editing or whatever. But yeah, mainly not much difference between the other factions, so that's alright. The Criminal Underworld stuff, when I just checked it out, I mainly did to see what Escalate the Theatre of War does. I mean, that one is basically what it does is just upgrades everybody's tech level, so not just your own, but yeah, even the enemies. So even the enemy will get stronger. And I like that because it's always hard to tell whether the enemy AI is advancing in tech in certain mods. So, and sometimes it gets to a point where you upgrade to the final tech level, sometimes the enemy doesn't and it's just crushing them, and sometimes that's not fun. There are also some cases where it's the opposite, where the enemy AI advances, but it's sometimes not clear, you know, when that is, if that makes sense. So sometimes you just don't realize you're fighting that all-powerful enemy now. So, but yeah, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I like the fact that Escalate Theatre of War upgrades everybody, so that's cool. And yeah, I also checked this time out to check out the Smuggler's Run area controlled by nuts nearby. And I gotta say that this asteroid map looks amazing, like a really proper good asteroid map, which doesn't actually have that much asteroids on the battlefield, so like harbor ships in there, but like the design of this looks amazing. I've got to really give credit. It really feels like a true asteroid field, and probably one of the best I've ever seen. But yeah, in this battle anyway, I wanted to see what it was like when heroes die, because in different mods, what happens to respawning heroes is different. Sometimes they come back over a certain period of time, sometimes they're lost forever when killed. So yeah, I wanted to see what happens in this mod. So when all my heroes died, it was basically put onto a timer, kind of like in the original game. And it actually shows you how long the timer is, so that's kind of nice. So like in real time as well, so that's great news. So yeah. But yeah, not much else I checked out with the Criminal Underworld stuff, which I say is much different compared to the other factions. They're all kind of similar. They don't really have anything that makes them stand out like the Defilers, so whether that's good or not is always up for debate, because that's always been a debate in the original Forces of Corruption. But yeah, so yeah, just kind of like another standard faction. So yeah, not much else to say apart from this mod. So I am looking forward to do my full playthrough. I think I've seen enough to see how this mod properly works now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which will definitely be my full playthrough, or at least the beginning of my full playthrough of the Empire at War Remake mod. Interested in more videos like this one? Then check out the content on the left, here, and thank you for watching this video. If you really enjoyed it, then click on subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one.